Bentley Johnson. There you see him hugging Troy Aikman, not yet ready to take the microphone, and we don't want to risk asking any questions of Mike Ditka and Joe Gibbs in the meantime, because we don't want to have you miss any of what Johnson has to say. As you know, he tends to be very emotional in these moments, punctuating whatever remarks he makes by declaring, "How about them Cowboys?" And so we'll just stay right here, and we'll have plenty of time to hear Mike and Joe and their analysis of the game in just a moment. And Jim Lampley will have interviews from the Cowboy locker room. O.J. Simpson is with the defeated Buffalo Bills, and he'll talk with Marv Levy, if that's possible, and some of their players as time allows here on the postgame show as well. The Dallas Cowboys establishing themselves in all likelihood as the team of the 90s. At least they've got a chance to be that.
Thank you very much, Bob Costas. We are ready now in the Dallas Cowboys locker room for Commissioner Paul Tagliabue to do the official ceremony of passing along the Lombardi Trophy. A familiar moment already for Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson. Commissioner Tagliabue, all yours.
Jerry and Jimmy, your opponent today was an outstanding team, but the Cowboys demonstrated again today that they're well on their way to becoming the team of the 90s, ranking with the great teams in NFL history. Today, the Cowboys are only the 5th team to win 2 back-to-back Super Bowls in the history of the National Football League. I congratulate you, Coach, Jerry as the owner, and all your players.
Paul, okay. Paul, let me first say that this is possible because a man has worked and given everything that he could give, and I'm talking about Jimmy, since we came here. And his spirit and his effort is reflected in the way these players play. This is a great honor for every fan of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm honored to be in the NFL, and it's a privilege. Thank you.
Well, Jerry, I think everybody's kind of gotten a kick out of Jimmy and Jerry and thinking that we were at each other's throat. When you win these kind of things, the only thing you're going to do at each other's throat is hug it. And let me just say this. You know, everybody in this room knows this has been an extremely, extremely difficult year. To overcome all the injuries that the guys have overcome, all the things that happened with this football team, for us to come back and win it again, I tell you, my hat's off to every one of these players and coaches, because y'all did a fantastic job. You were not going to come up short of winning the Super Bowl.
All right, congratulations, gentlemen. A couple of questions right now while you get used to keeping the trophy for another year. Jimmy, 13-6 down at halftime. Buffalo seemed to control the first half their way. Millions will want to know, what did you say to these players at halftime?
Well, it really wasn't that big a thing. We made some mistakes the first half. There are 2 outstanding football teams out there on the field. Buffalo's got a great football team, or else they wouldn't be here. And we made some mistakes. We got a penalty on the 3rd down and 1 that kept us from moving the football. We ran into their punter. It allowed them to go and get 7 points. And we threw the interception. We made mistakes, and they had a couple, but not as many as we did. Second half, they made more mistakes than we made.
The psychological swing when Thomas fumbled and James Washington carried it back for a TD.
Well, that was large. I mean, the thing we have tried to do in putting this football team together is in every position we try to get playmakers, guys that can make plays. And we've got playmakers as backups. We got playmakers throughout the roster. And if you give those guys an opportunity, they'll make the plays to win ball games. You just got to be sound. We weren't real fancy on either side of the ball. And that's our game. You talk to any coach in the league and they say, hey, they're not a real fancy football team. They're really very simple. But if you put players out there that can make plays, it allows you to win a lot of games.
A week ago, when this post-game celebration for Super Bowl 28 continues. Super Bowl 28, Emmitt Smith, you won a close vote, incidentally, with your teammate James Washington for the MVP, and get a clean sweep MVP for the season and in the Super Bowl.
That's a great feeling to be back here, and for us to go out and under circumstances that we've been under all year, to rise to the challenge and be back here in the Super Bowl, and to go out at halftime, go down at halftime, down to Buffalo, a great Buffalo team, and to take on the challenge in the 3rd quarter with James Washington leading the way with the interceptions and the touchdowns. I mean, it's just a great effort by everybody.
We're going to show 2 touchdown runs while we talk about this next question. Your numbers in the first half weren't bad, Emmitt, but it appeared you hadn't yet really had an impact on the game. Were you at all worried that that wasn't going to materialize today?
Well, at the start, I didn't know whether or not I was going to be in the offense or not, because we was down to Buffalo, and I figured we was going to try to pass the ball to get back in it. At halftime, I came to North, and they came up with some plays that we were going to run the second half, and every last play they called basically worked. and I was happy that they got the ball in my hand.
Ran the counter about 5 straight times in that one drive to start the second half, and they never stopped it.
If it's working, don't throw it out. Just run it to the defense, stop it.
Thurman Thomas is a friend of yours. His fumble had a huge impact on the game, and now he has been on the losing team in 4 Super Bowls. Do you have sympathy for him?
Yes, I do, because Thurman is a great player, and they all have great players over there. And they definitely deserve to win one. And I'm just glad that they didn't win it against us. Hopefully, they'll win it against somebody else, not the Cowboys.
All right.
Of football coverage from the Georgia Dome, and as we say so long, we do it with respect and appreciation for the Bills, a great but star-crossed team, and with another tip of the cap to the Dallas Cowboys, who once again reign supreme as Super Bowl champions. And now, as we say so long from here in Atlanta, all of you, the programming you saw from the Georgia Dome. For everybody at NBC, good night.